Hello all, welcome to Tech Solution. Today I'm going to show you how to create the client ID enforcement policy in the Mule 4, and I will start from the basic. Okay, so the first things I will create a API design, and then based on that I will apply the policy. Okay, so let's start the API specification creation. So in order to create the API specification, we have to go on the design center. In the design center, click on the create new, and here we have to give the title for the API specification. Okay, so the title I can write, let's say I'm just going to create an API which will return the employee detail. Okay, so I can give the name as EMP employee API, EMP API, something like this. Okay, and hit on the create API. Okay, so here in we have to write all the API detail. So I'll just keep it very minimum things. So let's say I have to write what is the path we have to give. So let's say I just write emp, and then what is the method, let's say get, and then response, and as of now I'll just have the success response, let's say 200, and then the response body, type, and then the example. In example I can just write only one, let's say name, employee name is, and email is, okay. Yeah, so I'll keep it only this. Once this is done, click on the publish, and then publish this to Exchange. Okay, here you have to give the version number 1.0.0, and then this is my first version, publish to Exchange. Okay, it is done. So once it is published, let me just create a project based on this YAML file. So I'll click on create a mule project, and here I will give the project name, let's say emp employee detail, and then I click plus button, and then here we can see two options, from Exchange and from my main. Since we have published our API in Exchange, let's select the Exchange, and then here we have to configure the account for the AnyPoint Cloud Hub. So I'll just give my account username and the password. Signing. I have configured my account. So now let me search the my API. So here I can see that the API got listed. Click on add, finish. Click on finish. Take some time to generate the project. So I'll pause the video, and once it is done, I'll start. Okay, so the project has been generated. So there are three parts basically. Let me minimize. So the three flow. One is for main flow, and then we have API console. Third, we have the path. Okay, so let me deploy as it is. And before that, let me show you one thing here. So if you see here the request path is AP. Okay, so if we have to request that, we have to write like this, and then what is the path we have given? We have given EMP. Okay, so let me deploy this to Cloud Hub and see if it is working fine. So any point platform, deploy to Cloud Hub. Click on deploy application. So this will take some time. I'll pause the video again and then we'll come back. So this is still deploying. So meantime, let me show you one thing. So even we can close this windows, it will keep deploying here and we can track the status here. Try the runtime manager. The application getting deploying. Okay, it's got deployed. Click on this link, and then you'll get the host name, domain name here. Just copy it. It HTTP. Open the postman. Okay, so we got the response which we have configured in the API. Okay, now let me do the main things. Apply the policies. So in order to apply the policy, we have to go in the API manager, and we have to select the API for which we wanted to apply the policy. Just select that, and I just keep everything default. And here we have to give the implementation URL. So Just copy from here to here the base URL and save. Okay, once we're done, just note down this API ID. This we will use, and go and click on the policies. Apply new policy, client ID enforcement, latest version, configure policy. I'll just keep everything's default and say apply. Okay, now we have to get the client ID and secret ID for the sandbox. So in order to get that, you have to go on the access management and environment. So I have sandbox here. This is the client ID and client secret. You just copy it. As of now, just keep it here. And this is secret. Let's show it. Copy and paste it. Okay. So we have to prepare a key pair value for this. So the key will be any point platform, any point dot platform dot underscore ID equal to. Let's copy paste the same thing here. Client secret. Okay. So first things, what we'll do, we'll use this API ID. So we have to go in the global configuration, create, search for API auto discovery. Basically, this API ID will link your policy with your API, and then select the main flow. Click OK, and then right click, deploy it, Cloud Hub. And in the property section, let's paste this two line. And deploy application. So this process again is going to take some time. I'll just pause the video. Okay, so the application has been deployed again, the Cloud Hub. I'll just close this window. And now I'll try to hit the same endpoint from the postman. And here we'll get an error, authentication denied. Okay, now the API is expecting that we have to pass the client ID and the secret ID. Okay, then now in order to get those two details for the client, we have to go in Exchange and we have to look for our APIs. So this is my employee API, and you have to click here on three dots and you have to get request access. Select an API instance. So I'll just select the default one. Application. So here you can create the new application with any name you wanted. So let's say here I'll just type EMP detail and hit create. And now just click on the request access. It will give us client ID and the secret ID. So just copy paste this and in header we have to pass these two details. So this is the client ID and let's have the C client underscore ID and then secret client secret. Paste it here. Client underscore T. Now if you click, it will say, it will give the result. Okay, and if someone pass the wrong ID, then it will give the error message invalid client. So that's it for this video. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.